Okay. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank God. Everyone's here. I thought I wasn't giving class today because last week I gave and I thought Maharaj was going to give. He's here also. So I was just happily waiting for Maharaj to give class, and then they came running and said, "You are giving class." Anyway, we can sing Jai Radha Madhava. You please follow me. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. 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 Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahansa Paribrajagacharya Astuttara Shishimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Srimad Bhagavad Gītā Ki Jai. Nitai Gaura Pramanandi. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastabhudra Srimadi Tamal Krishna Goswamiti Namine. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastabhudra Srimadi Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Tinamine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Satarini. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. Alright, good to see all you. And today, as Sri Radhika Mataji was saying, we are reading from Bhagavad Gītā as it is, chapter 7, Knowledge of the Absolute, text 29. If you want to follow when I chant, you may do so. Jara Marana Mokshaya. Jara Marana Mokshaya. Mamasritya yatanti ye. Mam asritya yatanti ye. Te brahma tadvidu kritsnam. Te brahma tadvidu kritsnam. Adhyatmam karma chakilam. Adhyatmam karma chakilam. Jara marana mokshaya. Mamasritya yatanti ye. Te brahma tadvidu kritsnam. Adhyatmam karma chakilam. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation: intelligent persons who are endeavoring for liberation from old age and death take refuge in me in devotional service. They are actually Brahman because they entirely know everything about transcendental activities. Purport: birth, death, old age and diseases affect this material body, but not the spiritual body. There is no birth, death, old age and disease for the spiritual body. So, one who attains a spiritual body becomes one of the associates of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and engages in eternal devotional service is really liberated. Aham Brahmasmi, I am spirit. It is said that one should understand that he is Brahman, spirit soul. This Brahman conception of life is also in devotional service as described in this verse. The pure devotees are transcendentally situated on the Brahman platform and they know everything about transcendental activities. 4 kinds of impure devotees who engage themselves in the transcendental service of the Lord achieve their respective goals, and by the grace of the Supreme Lord, when they are fully Krishna conscious, they actually enjoy spiritual association with the Supreme Lord. But those who are worshippers of demigods never reach the Supreme Lord in His supreme planet. Even the less intelligent Brahman realized persons cannot reach the supreme planet of Krishna, known as Goloka Vrindavana. Only persons who perform activities in Krishna consciousness, Mam Asritya, are actually entitled to be called Brahman, because they are actually endeavoring to reach the Krishna planet. Such persons have no misgivings about Krishna, thus they are factually Brahman. Those who are engaged in worshipping the form of Archa of the Lord, or who engage in meditation on the Lord simply for liberation from material bondage, also know, by the grace of the Lord, the purports of Brahman, Adi Bhuta, etc., as explained by the Lord in the next chapter. Om Ajnanatimmirandasya Jananjana Shalaka Chakshustan Militamena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Mukam Garuti Vachalam Bangam Lange Degirim Yadkipatamam Vande Shri Gurum Dinataranam Paramananda Madam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Savodita Vadodi Pushpanta Chitra Sandavatamanada Jara Marana Mokshaya Mam Vasritya Yatanti Ye Te Brahma Tad Vidu Krishnam Adhyatmam Karma Chakilam. So, if you remember from last week, Krishna says you can only do devotional service if you are free from sinful life. Remember that? No? He says, Te Dvanda Moho Nirmuktam Bhajanti Mam Dhrida Vrataha. That one who is Esham tu Antagata Papam Yananam Punya Karmanam. That means it's finished. Antagatam, finished. Sinful life is finished. Then they can worship. Over here he's saying, those who want to actually get liberated from all this old age, how many of you want to become old and diseased? Come on, no takers. But you are forced to become old and diseased. You know, when you get old, you'll find that that you can get pains in places you never knew you had. If you know what I mean, yeah, yeah. And it's astonishing that although you have the body, you didn't know there's some other muscle in some other place that can give you so much difficulty. Here you can see Krishna is saying, for one to want to get out of this cycle of birth, death, old age and disease, such a person is considered to be intelligent. That means they understand this is not their situation, proper situation. And if you remember again, I mentioned last week, that we are not of this world. We are not of this world. This is not our situation. This is not our place of residence. This is a temporary place. But we have chosen to experience certain pleasures, and the Lord, out of His infinite kindness, allowed us to come to this material world to experience some pleasure. But it's not permanent. whatever you are encountering in your life, it may be fixed duration. It could be 1 year, it could be 10 years, it could be your whole lifetime, but at the end you have to give it up. So there's no such thing as eternally enjoying anything in your life here. So Prabhupada explains in the purport also that these things, birth, you're forced to take birth also, right? Did you all say you want to take birth? How many of you said that you wanted to take birth and you took birth? You can't say that also, because you don't even know you took birth until you are like 4 or 5, and then your consciousness is more focused, and then you realize, who am I, right? A little bit, in the beginning of your consciousness which is developing, they say it's called Annamaya platform. That means you understand things through only your eating and your mouth, And so you see little babies, right? What they do? Whatever they get, they put in the mouth. So that's how they acquire knowledge. Next time you observe little babies and children, you give them immediately, everything goes. So they realize through their mouth, okay, it tastes bad, take another one, like that. So that's how they acquire knowledge. And you find among animals, that's how they gain knowledge. Of course, the super soul is also guiding them. And then little better than the Annamaya is Pranamaya. That means the life air. So you recognize this person has life, this one has life, or this thing has no life. So you acquire knowledge like that throughout your existence. And higher than Pranamaya is through your mind, Manomaya. You understand things. And then ultimately it is understanding there's Brahman, which is everywhere. The Supreme Personality of Godhead. He exists in 3 ways. Vadanti tat tadvavidam tadvam yajnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavaniti sabdyati. That the Lord, although He is the Supreme Person, He expands in 3 ways. Most people don't know that He has the Swarup, Bhagavan, Archa Vigraha that you see here, is the form of the Lord. Most people don't know that the Lord has a form. But the Lord also has, thank you, the Lord also has His expansion, the Paramatma. Jai Shri Shri Gauranitai Ki Jai. So the Lord also has the second expansion, which is the Paramatma expansion, which is within the bodies of all living entities. He follows us actually as Paramatma. Whatever we encounter in our life, whatever we do, He follows us. And for one simple reason, He wants to guide us back to Godhead. He wants us to understand that this is not our place of residence. This is not...
He follows us, but we don't follow Him.
Yeah, He follows us. Wherever we go, whatever bodies you take, you become a dog, an animal, a sheep, a cow, a bird, an insect, trees. The Lord is always with us. So when He gives instructions in the Bhagavad Gītā, we don't want to follow those instructions. As Prabhu said, we find it too cumbersome, too difficult. As I mentioned, when our consciousness is on the level of the senses, that you want to test things and so on, then you don't know the difference between the body and the spirit soul. It's based on the senses. And so you identify everything through the senses, Even your consciousness, the mind, you identify yourself through these senses. Manaha sastan indriyani prakritistani karshati. So because you use the mind and the senses to understand the world, Krishna says he is always suffering. He's suffering the three kleshas. Adhyatmika, adhibhautika, adhidevika. He suffers through his mind. He's trying to think, is this right? Is that right? Why are they doing this to me? Why is the government passing this law? So his mind starts disturbing him. Or did I invest in the right thing? I just bought some shares. Will it stay up there? And his friends tell him, no, you shouldn't have bought that. So he becomes very disturbed, can't sleep. Right or not? Or if you don't do well in your school exam, can you sleep? No. Yeah. So this is adhyatmika. Your mind itself will give you so many problems, And then you have the adhibhautika. Adhibhautika means other living entities who give you problems also. Right or not? Your mother-in-law, your father-in-law. Yeah. And you're thinking, why are they giving you problems? I just, they should be happy that I married into their family. But then you find that they are not. So you go through some distress, and they are also going through some distress. Everyone is judging one another. So adhibhautika, And adhibhautika is also the insects. Maybe you are sleeping and a mosquito comes and bites you, bed bugs, all these other living entities. And you cannot avoid these things. Right? You can't avoid. You put a mosquito net and then one mosquito somehow got inside. And then the whole night you are thinking how, cursing away. So all these problems are there in this material world. And then the last one is Adi Devika. Adi Devika means natural forces, nature itself. Right? Earthquakes, what is that? Typhoon, right over here. Tsunamis, yeah. All these are coming, all these forces. You never asked for it, did you? Did you sign up for a typhoon? No. All this happens, we have no control over these things. But this is the nature of the material world. It is meant to give us a lot of difficulty because it's not our original place. This is not our permanent place. And we are trying to make this place a permanent residence. Right? Like you try to come to Hong Kong to get a permanent residence. The government won't let you, Right? Everybody goes to different places. Like I think a lot of people want to go to America to get permanent residence. Now they're permanently trying to kick people out. Yeah. So these things are temporary. Just like our body is temporary. We want to enjoy through our body, but then after some time the body gets old, You look in the mirror, you think you look so good, Then 20 years later, you look in the mirror, you still think you look good. Until someone say, Hare, you look old. Then you're thinking, oh no, I don't look so good at all. No wonder no one is looking at me. Yeah, no wonder the girls are not winking at me. So adhyatmika, adhidevika, adhibhautika, these kleshas, they are always there. You cannot escape them. And Krishna once is saying, only intelligent persons, they understand this. They want to get out of this cycle of birth, death, old age and disease. And because they understand this is not a permanent situation, these things, if I invest my energy in this place, I might have to go through this cycle of birth, death, old age and disease. And so they want to get out of this cycle. And so he says, how do they get out that? Mam asritya yatanti ye. That means he says, they come and take shelter of me. How to take shelter? He says they take shelter. So how do you take shelter? Have you considered how you're going to take shelter? Do you know how to take shelter? Yeah, some of you do not know because you have been raised to an adult and yet your parents didn't know what is the goal of life. Your parents didn't understand how to even worship God. And then you can't blame them anyway because their parents also didn't know. In fact, in the world, mostly people commit sinful activities because they are in ignorance. Yeah, they don't know. It's not that they want to do sinful activities. In general, people don't want to do sinful activities. It's just out of ignorance. Two things. Out of ignorance, second thing is sense enjoyment. The senses are so strong and powerful, they want you to continuously indulge in them. And therefore, when you start indulging in them, it will take you to an extreme cases where you become sinful. Right? When you want to enjoy your tongue, the extreme case of enjoying is when you go around slaughtering animals, unnecessarily killing just to taste in your tongue. Yeah. So lack of knowledge is what drives this sinful lifestyle. Yeah. And to become intelligent means to understand what I should be pursuing, what I should not do, the do's and the do nots. Or Prabhupada says do's and donuts. Right? So you need to know what I should do and what I shouldn't do. Although you may have been raised in a pious family, but the piety may not be good enough also. You know, that means they didn't tell you actually and exactly who to worship. You know, right? Some parents just take you to all the temples in the city. You know, every single temple they say you better do. Let's cover all our bases in case we miss one. But then they forget there's how many? 33 crores, 33 million demigods. You know. Can you cover 33 million demigods temple? Yeah. You can't, you cannot do those things. You know. Even if you go through 33 million, if you, let's say you are, what is that character in the guy who runs so fast, Flash, right? Flash, yeah. So let's say you can, you know, run as fast as Flash and go through 33 million temples. Yeah. Still, you can make mistakes. You know. Yeah, there was once a king, right, in the Bhagavatam, who gave a cow away. I can't seem to recall his name. Anyway, there was a very pious king. He did so many auspicious karma kanda activities, and he would give away cows to the brahmanas. So once he gave 10,000 cows to the brahmana, and the brahman took the cows. And when the cows were kept in his own place, the brahmana, one of the cows felt homesick. And so it escaped his pen and then came back to the palace courtyard and then mixed with the other cows in the king. So the next day, the king is again doing charity and giving cows to another brahmana. Another brahmana came, so he gave another 10,000 cows. So while this second brahmana is going to his abode, place of residence, the other brahmana was coming back to see the king because there was 10,000 cows and somehow or other he found out he's missing one cow. You know? Most of you won't notice any difference if one or two cows. But in those days, the Brahmana can see and count very fast. So anyway, he came back. But on his way, this other Brahmana is going with his 10,000 cows. And he says, that cow is mine. And the other Brahmana said, no, the king just gave me this. He said, no, the king gave me this cow yesterday. And so both Brahmanas were saying, we should go to the king and get this thing fixed, So they go to the king, and then they explain what had happened. So when the king found out that the cow accidentally, it wasn't even his fault, accidentally came into back to his, and he gave it in charity to another Brahmana. So according to Shastra, if you take something given to a Brahmana, then you will have to go to hell. And so he gave it away again. So although he didn't do it on purpose, still the karma is pegging on to the king. So the king asked for forgiveness. He said to the Brahmana, please forgive me, don't curse me. I'll give you another 10,000 cows. So the Brahmana said, no, I want that cow that you took away from me. And then the other Brahmana said, now you have to please me also. You've given me this cow. Now how is that? So it became so bad. Both Brahmanas got angry, and then they said, we curse you, and you can keep all the cows. Yeah. And he was cursed to become a lizard in his next life. Until Krishna came to save him. Yeah. So we cannot take chances like that in this world, thinking we can pursue these things, or it is okay if I do some material activities. Yeah, the reaction behind it may not be favorable at all. And out of ignorance, we continue with this present lifestyle. And here, Krishna is very generously giving so much information to Arjuna, not because Arjuna doesn't know, more so Arjuna is acting on our behalf as an ignorant person, so that we can now understand the purposes behind worshipping Supreme Lord. And in worshipping Krishna, what are the benefits we can attain? Immediately Krishna is explaining here that when you endeavor to worship Him, immediately you are put on the platform of liberation. Okay, what does that mean, liberation? Okay, there's levels of liberation. The very first stage of liberation is the three modes of material nature does not affect you anymore. Ordinarily, Devi Esha Gunamaya Mama Maya Duratyaya. So, Mameva yi Prabhadyanti Maya Mitam Tarantite. Krishna says, you cannot overcome this material energy, my energy. But if you surrender to me, you can cross over it like a small pool, hoof print of a calf, very easily. So he's making it very clear. So you have to understand this principle that whatever we are endeavoring in this life, there's so much challenges, some may be positive results, some may be negative results. But overall, whether it's positive or negative, it's still binding. And there's suffering always. Either through your mind, your senses, or your body. Right? Right or not? You suffer through that. How many of you think you are not suffering? Prabhupada writes in one purport, he says, for mostly everyone is miserable. Occasionally you feel happy. Right? Like if I say, happy birthday, then you feel, oh, it's my birthday, oh wow. You feel happy, and next day someone else is saying happy birthday to someone else, then you're like, my birthday is over. You're miserable again. So he says, happiness is the interruption of your misery. Right or not? If you all are happy, you all should be smiling and laughing here. I don't see that. Or if you go home, are you laughing? If you laugh too much, people will say you're crazy also. Right? So it's a challenge. And Prabhupada guarantees here also in the statement, he's actually giving us a guarantee. We may superficially read, He says there is no birth, death, old age and disease for the spiritual body. So, one who attains the spiritual body becomes one of the associates of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Very powerful statement actually. You think about it. You are personally with the Lord. He's guaranteeing that. Otherwise, who is your associate in this world? Some Tom, Dick or Harry, right? Someone is your associate. And most people, out there, they work because they expect something out of working with you, some benefits. Otherwise, they don't care, Very few people truly will care for one another. Very rarely you'll find that. But in general, most people don't care. So you cannot really put your faith in those people. But Krishna says if you take up bhakti, the devotional practice, he's guaranteeing this position in the spiritual world. And it's an eternal position. You don't have to pay tax in the spiritual world. You don't have to. There's no disease. You will remain youthful. How many of you want to go to such a place? No takers? Okay, there are at least a few people who are intelligent. Aham Brahmasmi. First of all, you need to come to that conclusion. I'm not this body. Yeah. How many of you know you are not the body? Are you convinced or not? Yeah? Yeah, good. You should. If you are convinced, then what are you doing about it? What are the steps you are taking? Which is what we come again to the point. How do you know what to do? Who will tell you what to do? Huh? Someone said that. Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. Yeah, so three things. You ask the Guru if you know, if the Guru is is a devotee, you can ask. Sadhus, association of devotees. No, all devotees are practicing, so they are all your Guru's associates or Krishna's associates. And the scriptures. But you must know how to read scriptures. There's so many people read and write on scripture and they make no sense. In essence, if you want to know scriptures properly, you have to actually take it from what we call a Guru Parampara. Otherwise, the knowledge is either watered down or confused or mixed up, or it's not presented properly. If the knowledge doesn't come through this Guru Parampara, the knowledge you're getting is useless. It's not effective anymore. It's adulterated, contaminated. Krishna says, right, in the 4th chapter, Evam Parampara Pratam Imam Rajarishi Vidu. He says it very clearly. This knowledge is coming. Sakalane Mahato Yoga Nasta Parantapa. In due course of time, because they are not practicing properly, this knowledge is lost. So therefore, the knowledge must come in disciplic succession. And you will find in Iskcon, this knowledge is coming in disciplic succession. You can trace it back, all the way back to Krishna. All the gurus are in line. We have all the lineage, all the way back. Yeah. And that's why Srila Prabhupada wrote this Bhagavad Gītā. He calls it Bhagavad Gītā as it is. You know, it's not his point of view. It is Krishna's point of view. Yeah. And if you follow Krishna's point of view, then you will follow the proper protocols in executing devotional practice. You know how to do it. Krishna is explaining how. More so, maybe after speaking the Bhagavad Gītā, people were still confused how to follow. So therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Nityananda Prabhu, they came to actually teach how to do it. And so the method we are all doing is actually coming from Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Nityananda Prabhu and the 6 Goswamis. All the way through Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, the 2 Bhatta Goswamis and Raghunath Das Goswami. All the way it's coming down through the Guru Parampara. If you look in the temple, when we open the doors, you can see the whole Parampara pictures. And so they have analyzed the scriptures properly. They've taken out the most important aspects of it, and then they made it simple for us to follow. Very simple. If someone makes it easy, isn't that simple for all the rest of us? Yeah. If you know one system of making, and it's very, let's say in mathematics, if they teach you a formula and it's very difficult to follow the formula, and if some other professor comes and say, no, you just have to use this simple formula, you would rather use the simple formula. So particularly for this age, in this yuga, we have very, very weak minds and intelligence, and our life is so short, and we are always making a lot of mistakes. Our choices are very bad. We make bad choices. And so the acharyas, having understood our situation, have given us a very simple formula. Mahaprabhu did not want to give us difficulty. He knows we are already in difficulty. Yeah. So therefore, he has analyzed carefully, and he's presented that all we have to do is chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yeah. So the formula is very simple. Chant Hare Krishna. And we chant not simply like that, we chant on beats. Tulsi Mala. Not just simply chanting on your fingers or something. No, on Tulsi. Tulsi is very dear to Krishna. And when you ask the prayer through Krishna, Tulsi to Krishna, she blesses us. And it becomes easier to overcome the obstacles we have. And we chant the Hare Krishna mantra with the permission of Lord Nityananda, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and the Panchatattvas actually. And when you chant their mantra, the Panchatattva mantra, whatever offenses you have, they excuse us very nicely because they are very compassionate. And so when all these obstacles are removed, our access to Krishna is easier. And then by performing that process plus following the 4 regulated principles, no meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, and no gambling, without going into too much details on that, you will find that you are able to chant peacefully. When you chant, it will give you the strength to follow the 4 regulated principles. And if you follow the 4 regulated principles, you become more determined to chant nicely. Now to reinforce this process, you have to also read the Srimad Bhagavad Gītā every day. Otherwise you will not understand that this is important. I have to do these things. If you don't keep reinforcing and making yourself clear that this is important, then you will stop chanting also. So you have to chant. Not just one round, you know. How many hours you do so many things in your life? So many things you all are doing, running around. So give some time to Krishna. Effectively, Srila Prabhupada is very kind. You know, in Mahaprabhu's time, 500 years ago, Mahaprabhu said, everyone who does not chant 64 rounds, which is about 8 to 10 hours for some of us, is not, I will not go to their home. Or he didn't consider them human beings actually. Yeah. But Prabhupada is so kind. Oh my God, so kind. So from 64, he reduced it to 16. It's only 2 hours plus or minus half an hour to 1 hour. So he has made it, the access to Krishna, that much more easier. 64, that's 100%, 16 is what? 25% only. And therefore you should take this opportunity, It's so important, otherwise what will happen to your life? Next birth is a dog, a cat. If you become a dog in some countries, they will kill you and eat you. If you want to be a dog, take birth in America. Actually, you shouldn't take birth at all. You should all want to go back to Godhead, which is what Prabhupada is stated here. Become associates of Krishna in the spiritual world. Don't come back here. Okay, we'll stop here. Enough of chastisement. I think now you do japa, no?
Maybe some other program.
Oh, you have some other program.
Japa first.
Japa will take 15 minutes.
10 minutes.
10 minutes. You chanting?
Yeah.
Okay, she will lead the japa.
Yeah. So I can help her. No, it's okay.
Thank you. Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And thank you. Words of wisdom from the Bhagavad Gītā, and sobering words. So it's something we should all contemplate upon, and we thank His Grace Radha Krishna Prabhu for reminding us of these. And Prabhu concluded very nicely with the importance of chanting. So we will now have one round of japa chanting. We request Prabhuji to please distribute the japa malas, and everyone, we can all chant one round. And I guess I'll lead the chanting today.
No, you are not. Give her a big.
So if anyone is new, please take one bead bag and chant with the mala. We have the beads and the bag. So we chant one mantra of the one mantra on each bead. Okay, so Nehaji, maybe you can help Sonaji and Poojaji next to you. Just guide them, please. Sure. Let's start with the Panchatattva mantra, everyone. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Shri Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki jai, Yuga Dharma Harinam Sankirtan Yajna ki jai, Shri Gauritai ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Dai Gaura Premanande. Hare Krishna everyone. Once again, thank you very much for coming to our temple and participating in our Sunday evening feast program. So, a few announcements before we conclude for today. This coming Wednesday, the 11th of June, is Snana Yatra Festival. This is the program where we offer Abhishek to their Lordship Sri Sri Jagannath Baladev and Subhadra Devi, and we offer them at least 56 different varieties of bhoga. And this program will start at 10:30 a.m. in the morning and will go on until lunchtime. So there will be Abhishek, and then we will do the bhoga offering, Aarti and Pravachan, and of course prasadam after that. So everyone is welcome to come and join. I know that it is a working day, so maybe a bit challenging for some of you, but please do try to come. If you're able to, please come and join us for this program. And today's prasadam is sponsored by His Grace Bhakti Vinod Prabhu. in honor of his good wife's birthday, which was a few days ago. So I'm told, I just found out today. So we would like to thank His Grace Bhaktivinoda Prabhu for sponsoring this feast. And a personal thank you from me as well.
Thank you for taking
Prabhuji, is it Chappan Bhog?
That's on Wednesday.
Wednesday. Hare Krishna. I won't take along. I know everybody is waiting for the prasadam boxes. But as Sri Radhika Mataji's birthday, you know, was on 6th of June, 5th of June, sorry, and today Bhaktivinoda Prabhu sponsored the feast. I would take this opportunity to just speak something about Mataji. I was put on a spot by Bhaktivinoda Prabhu that you have to speak something, so very briefly I cannot do justice, of course, glorifying Sri Radhika Mataji, but still making a little humble attempt. First of all, thank you Bhaktivinoda Prabhu for giving me this opportunity to express our gratitude to Sri Radhika Mataji. We are very, very fortunate to have Mataji and Prabhu in our lives, as all of you may agree here, and how much they both have really mentored us in many ways. So this one shloka of Bhagavad Gītā from chapter 7. It's 7.7. Mata parantaram nanyat kinchit asti dhananjaya mai sarvam idam proktam sutre mani gana iva. So I would, Krishna says that to Arjuna, there is no truth superior to me. Everything rests on me as pearls are string on a thread. And like Krishna says that I am the thread and you all are the pearls. Same way for us, Bhaktivinoda Prabhu and Sri Radhika Mataji have been that thread. They have been behind all our spiritual success that we are getting today. It's their all time and effort and energy they have spent on us, mentoring us, guiding us, and I'm sure many, I'm not only speaking on my behalf, I think I'm speaking on everybody's behalf who's been under Mataji and Prabhu, practically all of us. So really, we are very, very thankful to Iskcon and Srila Prabhupada, His Holiness Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, for giving us such a wonderful, compassionate devotees. And I'm not just saying this, Mataji is putting amul butter on you. I am genuinely saying this from my heart. Couldn't prepare a speech for you, but I'm just making a humble attempt. So please let us, at least on this special day of Mataji, and also Prabhu, I cannot forget him. We take this opportunity to pray to Srila Prabhupada and Iskcon and Srila Prabhupada to keep them under their shelter of their lotus feet and protect them so that they can keep on mentoring us, guiding us, because we still need that. Whether we have been in Iskcon for years or the newcomers, we all still need guidance. And Mataji and Prabhu have been really doing that. Mataji not only does in the temple, but she also does outside preaching also to other families. And I don't know how Mataji manages with Prabhu's schedule. It's called Superwoman. So
it's easy to manage outside people. Managing him is the most difficult.
That's why he said, I don't want to give a speech, you do it. So let us please loudly chant one time Hare Krishna Mahamantra for Sri Radhika Mataji and Bhaktivinoda Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And of course, no birthday is complete without Shivani's cake. And Shivani Mataji has brought a cake for Mataji, so we'll have a cake cutting. Hare Krishna.
Mishika, Myra, come.
Mia Mataji.
Come. Pooja, bring them. Sanvi, come.
ये आपको बनाएंगे फिर आपके लिए भी एक है।
अच्छा इधर से आ जाओ इधर से
दोनों आपको
फोटो शादी तो 30 साल पहले हो गया रिन्यू
अरे माता जी बनाएंगे ना आप
Thank you.